Once upon a time, Salt Bae was out here sprinkling gold flakes on $1,500 steaks like he was seasoning world peace. From Istanbul to New York, Dubai to London, man turned a meme into a meat empire. But fast forward to now, customers are walking out hungry, employees are suing him left and right, restaurants are shutting down, and yeah, he's literally setting his guests on fire. No, seriously, it's starting to look like Salt Bae's entire career is going up in smoke.
Up to Nusret. Inside of this place looked insanely nice, and I gotta say, right off the bat, the service was incredible, but that might be because this place is completely empty. We are literally the only people.
And not in the cinematic steak sizzle way he wanted. So how did we go from internet legend to gold-dusted bankruptcy? Let's break it down. At first, Salt Bae was cooking, not just steaks, but a global brand. He opened up Nusret, his fancy steakhouse line, and dropped it in all the flashy cities: Dubai, Miami, London, New York, Beverly Hills, even Mykonos. But these places weren't just restaurants, they were Instagram theaters. He wasn't serving food, he was putting on a Vegas show. $100 burgers, $1,000 gold steaks, $99 milkshakes with real gold in them. That's not a drink, that's a dental emergency. But people didn't care. If you had clout, you had to go. Celebs pulled up like it was a red carpet. Leo, Beckham, DJ Khaled, all recording slow-mo videos of Salt Bae doing the salt drop like he was performing open heart surgery. And for a while, it worked. The hype was insane, business was booming, receipts were stacking, but the second the viral magic wore off, everything started collapsing fast. Let's start with what was happening behind the scenes, because it wasn't just overcooked steaks. The employee lawsuits hit like raw beef to the face. 4 workers came forward and said Salt Bae was stealing 3% of their tips. When they confronted him, fired instantly. No warning, just boom, gone, faster than he slices a tomahawk ribeye. And these weren't just some random workers. One called him a dictator with a Tony Montana complex. Others said he ignored labor laws, screamed at staff, and treated workers like disposable forks. One person even said working at the London restaurant felt like the Hunger Games, but with worse food. Another described it as gold on the outside, crap on the inside. A former manager said his whole world is Instagram and fame. He thinks he's a god. And this wasn't just one bad location either. In 2023, Business Insider dropped a full expose. 9 ex-employees, 6 restaurants. What did they expose? Wage theft, discrimination, verbal abuse, random firings, forcing female workers to dress seductively. Bro turned his steakhouse into a reality show, like if Hooters and Wolf of Wall Street had a baby and it grew up to bully waiters. And let's be honest, the food was always mid. People weren't paying for taste, they were paying for TikToks. Once the clout dried up, so did the business. By 2024, 3 New York locations shut down, including Salt Bae Burger, which was out here selling $100 burgers and $99 milkshakes with gold flakes. Like, bro, who are you feeding? Jeff Bezos' toddler? And the sad part, he actually believed these prices made sense, like really thought he was flipping gourmet Krabby Patties for billionaires. Now, empty tables, lawsuits stacking, and customers walking out hungry. From salt drops to court drops, Salt Bae's golden empire is starting to look more like a golden joke.
Why is it so expensive?
We are not expensive. This is, perception, not reality. Our product, best of the best.
Here's how bad it got. Salt Bae's London flagship, the same spot that used to print receipts bigger than your student loan, saw profits drop by 48% and sales crash by 31%. And guess what their brilliant solution was? They turned off the heating. Yeah, during a freezing UK winter, customers were sitting there shivering while paying $630 for a tomahawk steak. That's not dinner, that's a survival challenge. And the reviews? Absolutely brutal. On TripAdvisor, the restaurant ranked 14,570 out of 15,700. That's bottom 4%. I've seen gas stations with better rankings. Over in Greece, same story. His once-packed steakhouse went from 600 bookings a day to just 200. That's a 67% drop, which in restaurant terms basically means death. Salt Bae's empire is bleeding customers like a rare steak on a paper plate. And somehow the man just kept making it worse. Let's talk Boston. That location shut down a week after opening. Not a year, not a month, a week. Violated COVID rules, blocked fire exits, broken refrigerators, broken dishwasher, overcrowding. Dude was trying to serve $1,000 steaks in what sounds like a fire hazard with kitchen scraps. And instead of laying low and fixing things, Salt Bae decided to flex. In January 2024, he posted a Dubai receipt that added up to over $150,000 for one single meal. And the caption? Money comes, money goes. Buddy, it's going. Mostly going, straight down the drain. and the internet wasn't having it. Comments were flooding in. This could feed 100,000 kids. Disgusting during a global recession. You should be ashamed. And to make things worse, people remembered what he did in Venezuela. Salt Bae was literally serving the Venezuelan president gold steaks, while his own citizens were starving and couldn't afford rice. It was never about food. Salt Bae's entire empire was built on shock value, clout chasing, and worshipping his own ego. And now, even social media, his golden playground, is turning against him. In late 2023, his Instagram growth didn't just slow down, it reversed. Man started losing followers. Even the bots were like, nah, I'm out. But nothing tops the most cringe moment of Salt Bae's entire career. The 2022 FIFA World Cup final. Argentina wins. Messi's in tears. Whole country celebrating. It's this emotional, legendary moment in football history. And here comes Salt Bae, creeping onto the pitch like he just snuck past security with a fake media badge. He starts grabbing Messi, tugging on his arm, begging for a selfie like you're one weird uncle who shows up uninvited to weddings. And Messi's face says it all. Who is this guy and why is he touching me? Then Salt Bae grabs the actual World Cup trophy, kisses it like he scored the winning goal, bites the metal like he's testing if it's real gold. Bro, you didn't win anything. You didn't play a single minute. You just sprinkled salt. FIFA ended up launching an investigation, and guess what? They banned him from future events. Not suspended, banned. And when people called him out, Salt Bae pulled the, oh, I didn't know card. Like, yeah, you didn't know you're not supposed to storm the World Cup final like it's your restaurant's VIP room? Come on, man. At some point, the clout goggles have to come off.
Why did you go onto the World Cup pitch after the final, touch the World Cup, and kiss the World Cup? What were you thinking?
You know, I love Argentina. I love football. And this is the accident. Before I don't know the rules. Now I know the rules. Next World Cup, I never touch the World Cup. I go to, of course, stadium, see the match, but I never touch again.
But trust me, he just kept making it worse for himself. Just recently, during the Champions League final, Salt Bae tried to sneak in like he was still some A-list celebrity. Security wasn't buying it. They literally had to escort him out of the event. Like, bro, your clout expired. You're not that guy anymore. What did he do after getting kicked out? Started signing people's cards. No joke. Like, anyone wants your autograph, bro. It's not 2017. And this is where it honestly gets kind of sad. Salt Bae isn't just a meme chef anymore. He's a guy who got so lost in his own hype, he forgot he had a business to run. Go check his Instagram. Half of it is him flexing at the gym with no shirt. The other half is awkward selfies with celebrities who look like they want to leave. And the rest is heavily filtered gold steaks that nobody even asked for. He tried to stretch a 5-second sprinkle into a billion-dollar lifestyle brand. But here's the truth nobody told him. You can't build a legacy on memes and mustard-colored meat. Eventually, people stop clapping. They want actual value. Not glitter, not lawsuits, not a $275 steak that tastes like hotel room service sadness. Now, Salt Bae's stuck in this weird limbo. Too famous to disappear, too cringe to be respected, and too broke to keep up the illusion. His restaurants are shutting down faster than he's gaining followers. His staff either quitting, suing, or both. His food getting roasted by every YouTuber with a camera and a credit card. And his public appearances, second-hand embarrassment on a global scale. Even the gold leaf can't cover this mess anymore. So yeah, here's the moral of the story. Salt Bae had a moment, and to be fair, it was iconic. He took a single sprinkle and turned it into a global business. He did more with a meme than most people do with money and talent combined. But somewhere along the way, it stopped being about the food. It became about the clout, the money, the ego, the flex, and the gold. It got heavier than the stake it was wrapped around. In the end, he got burned by the fire shows, by the lawsuits, by the staff, by the customers, by the same fame he was so desperate to chase. So let this be a lesson to anyone going viral. Clout fades. Bad steak reviews don't. He could have just opened a solid steakhouse and stayed humble, but no, he had to make it gold because he thought he was him. Let me know what you think in the comments. Was Salt Bae always a scam, or did he just get lost in the sauce?